guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to share this with you. I came up with this and I love how they turned out. So if you don't know, or maybe you do know, I have vintage slides and vintage film strip available in my Etsy shop. And I don't play around with them as much as I should. You know, I've listed them and then they kind of get put to the side and I don't think about them as often as I'd like to. So I came up with something to do with both of them, and I love how they turned out. So I'm going to show you. So here's the first one, and I don't know, yeah, you can. This is, the slide is a picture of some daffodils. And what I've done is I have used black gesso to cover, you know, the outside of the slide. And then I used on this one, some old silver Prima metallic wax around the edges. And then I used a Tim Holtz stamp and some silvery shimmer ink to add like the little script in the background. And then I made a bow out of the film strip, which is the fiddly part. And I'm going to apologize now because it is fiddly. And when I demonstrate it, it's probably going to be a little frustrating to watch, but I'll do my best. And then I just added this cameo in the middle, and I am thrilled with how that looks. So you still have, you know, the image inside, and you can glue this as, you know, onto a journal page, on the front cover of a journal. You could just, yeah, I mean, you could turn it into a paperclip, I guess, anything, but I am just in love with them. So that's the first one. And then this one, I think I might even love more. I can't decide. This one I painted with white gesso, and then I used this copper kettle metallic luster wax stuff on the edges. And then I just happened to have the perfect color ink, which happens to be this Stampin' Up! Pad in Really Rust. And I used the same stamp for the script in the background. And then this, I don't have this color, or this is like the end of a film strip. This is, I don't have this in my shop, but it was sort of perfect with these colors. So I made the bow again, and then I used this cameo, which I have some in my shop that are similar in color to these. But look at that, isn't that cool? And it's also flowers. The film strip, or the negative inside is also flowers. So I love how this turned out. So I'm going to show you how I made them. And just, you know, bear in mind, it is fiddly. So the first thing I need to do is I need to gesso my slides. So really easy, right? I'm just going to paint that on. I have paintbrushes here that I used earlier. So let me just give this a good shake. And I am, you know, if you've watched me at all, you know I'm a very messy crafter. So, you know, you probably have a better way of doing this. This happens to just be grass, I think. Oh no, you know what? There's something in the grass. What is that? Maybe a bunny? Or I can't tell what that is. Wait, let me turn it the right side up. Frog? Snake? I can't tell what that is. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So I am just gonna sort of add some gesso on here, and then I'm just gonna paint that on, and I'm gonna be as careful as I can to not get it on the actual slide, or negative, I guess is what it is in there. I guess that's what it is. Never really thought about what you call that. There we go. Yeah, and the black gesso is super fast. It's one coat and done. It covers really well. The white, I usually have to do a couple coats depending on what I'm trying to cover up. So yeah, anyway, this is sort of like watching paint dry, but get this done, and then we'll move on to the film strip bows. Okay, so the black one is done, and now we'll go ahead and do our first coat on the white one. And I think this might be, oh, yep, it's a different flower. Oh, I love how you can see that on the camera. That's awesome. Let me get my brush here. Got a little bit of a mess here on the top of my bottle. Just clean that up. All right. And same thing, I'm just gonna put some out here. And like I said, I'll probably need to do a couple coats of the white, because it just doesn't cover quite as well as the black, but that's okay. All right. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Getting ready for the holidays. It's definitely going to be different this year. Just like this whole year has been different, right? But I think it'll still be good. I get to have both of my kids in the same, well, I mean, Nick is just over the river in Kentucky from where I live in Ohio. But Tyler's coming up again, so I get to see him again, so that's good. And then get to see my grandkiddos, which is so exciting. First Christmas with grandbabies. Can't wait. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna let that sit and dry for a minute. Oh no! Did you all see that happen? How did that happen? Ah! All right. Let's see if we can, oh no, I'm so upset. I hope I can clean that up. I mean, it's not the end of the world because I have more slides, but seriously, only I could do something so goofy. I don't even know how it happened. Well, you know, you get to see me try to fix this issue. Don't know how well the slide is gonna take to being wet though. Yep, you know what? We're gonna have to start over, I think. Oh, bummer. All right, I'm gonna trash that one. That's sad. I'm gonna get a different one and I'll be right back. Okay. I think this is like just a snowy outdoor scene here. Oh, you know, it wouldn't be a crafting video of mine if I didn't make a mess, I think, right? All right, let's try and not be messy. I don't think that's possible, but all right. You've already seen me do this, so I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch again. All right, I got this painted. I got a second coat on the white, and that's sitting off to this side. And now we're going to talk film strip bows. So I did this a few different ways, and I think I finally came up with the best way. I did try to do them with the 16mm film. You can't make a bow out of it that's small enough. You could use it and make a large bow, I think. I just ended up doing this, and then I didn't really like it with this project. So yeah, that was kind of a no-go. And these are okay, but they're all just sort of, they all have their own little problems. This one is good, but it's a little big, and it's also, you know, off kilter. It's shorter on this side than this side. This one is okay. Again, it was just a little bit off. This one I really didn't like. So it's fiddly, and you kind of just have to mess with it. This one was okay, I think. But I'm going to show you how I made them. And just, you know, bear in mind that they are very, very fiddly. I'm going to use my tiny attacher and my hot glue. The hot glue does not, it's not a permanent way to stick it together. It comes right off of the film strip. So I would, you know, obviously don't use that as your main way of, you know, holding these together. The staple works great, and then we end up covering it and you don't see the staple anyway. And I'll show you why I used the glue gun and where and how. But the first thing you want to do is just get your sort of first loop, right, and the size that you want it. And then you need to just kind of hold it in place. This is where the fiddliness comes into play, because you got to try to keep your hands out of the way and get your stapler in there at the same time. And then see, that happens. So it is fiddly, but I love how they look. So let's just try a different angle here. And sometimes if you can sort of get in there and grab it with your, you know, stapler and kind of clamp it, and then you can kind of just move it around however you want. But it's fiddly, and it, you know, not for the faint of heart. If you get frustrated easily, you know, maybe not the best project. Because see, I'm just, yeah, but they're so cute, so ideal. All right, come on. It's always going to go worse on camera, but it didn't go worse. It didn't go much better. It just wants to, you know, it doesn't want to be in this position. That's the problem. And it's, you know, it's like an acetate or whatever they use for film strips. So it's, it wants to just stay in its original shape. Okay, take a deep breath. Let's try again. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna try this way. Oh, come on, just come on. I just need one. Well, just just need one right now. And I did try holding it with the hot glue for the first, you know, this first loop. It does not work. The glue just comes right off. All right, let's see, hopefully that will be good. I probably made it a little small, but so we have this now, right? And I've just stapled that. Now I'm gonna determine if I can, yeah, that'll be fine. Normally I would have made it probably a little bigger. But I think, yeah, see, I don't really like, I didn't make that big enough. All right, let's try again. This is how we learn, right? By watching other people sort of struggle through the process. All right. This one will probably go way easier. The problem comes in where I want it to, you know, I want it to have like, I want the leg of the bow to be down, right? Like straight down from, or sort of straight down from the bow. And so that's where the problem is. It does not want to hold that shape by itself. So you have to just sort of make it do it. There we go. That might work. That might work. Okay. And then we just sort of look at what it's going to look like when we make our next loop. So all I did was, we've got our loop here, and I'm just bringing that piece over the top to make my next loop, right? Like that. So it'll be a bow. So what I'm going to do is, now also, you are going to burn yourself with the glue gun. So if that is troublesome to you, then don't use the glue gun. You'll just have to fiddle with the stapler. I don't mind. I've burned myself so many times with my glue gun that I probably don't have any fingerprints left anyway. But you got to be kind of quick and get it where you want it. And then just hold it for a second. And like I said, it's not going to stick very well, but it'll give you enough time to get in there with a staple. And then the nice thing is, because it doesn't stick well, you can just pull off any of the like extra glue that, you know, kind of seeps out, right? Once you get that staple in, and it doesn't leave any residue behind. So honestly, since I'm covering up this middle, I'm not too worried about it, but you know, I'm also a perfectionist and I don't like to see it, even if it's just for a few minutes. So there's our bow, right? Cute. All right, so I'm going to trim the legs here just at an angle like so, and try to get them even-ish. That's not quite even. That's better. So yeah, I'm happy with how that one turned out. All right, so let's go ahead and do the brownish one, because I think my gesso is still drying. So same thing. This was actually a bit easier for me to work with. I don't know why. I think it's from the same, you know, spool, but it's just sort of different. Maybe because of the chemicals and stuff used for the actual film. But, and you know, I say that and it could go horribly wrong. It really is just that whole, I want it to lay a certain way and it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to do what I'm telling it to do. That's what it boils down to. There we go. All right, so now we have that. And then we're just going to take this other tail and bring it over the top. And again, I'm going to use just a bit of glue just to give me a bit of time to get the staple in there. Like that. Right, and then go ahead and staple that, and you're not going to see any of that staple because we're going to cover it right up. And you can reach in here and scrape off any glue that might be sort of showing in your loop. It just comes right off, which is, you know, why you don't want to use that as your main way to attach this. So that's about perfect. Okay. All right. Now, done with the stapler. Let's put that aside. We have our bows. Let me see if our gesso is dry. I think so. I think it's dry enough. So now what we're going to do, now with the white one, I used a little bit of Vintage Photo Distress ink just to kind of take away the really bright white, you know, of the gesso. Somebody maybe can tell me, do they make like a antique finish gesso? That would be awesome. They might, but if you know, let me know, because that would be perfect. All right, so there's the white one and the black one. We'll go ahead and do the black one first, and I'm just going to use my fingers because I'm a mess anyway. And I'm going to get a little bit of this out. And then what I did was I just kind of wiped some of it off onto my hand. And then I just, you know, very non-scientifically, you know, rubbed this on in various places. I love the silver against the black. I think that's really neat looking. And just get some more if I need it. So I think I said this is the Prima Wax in Old Silver. Is the color. This stuff is so smooth. I love how it feels. I'm just sort of getting that, you know, just here and there. Doesn't have to be, does not have to be perfect, right? Just adding interest and dimension, some color. All right. Clean that off. Probably got too much out. I always do that, which is slightly upsetting because, you know, some of these materials are not the cheapest, but it is what it is. All right, so there's that. And then the other one I did with the copper kettle. And again, I'm just going to use my finger, use my different finger. And I'm just, you know, I'm going heavier in the corners. So I like how that looks, but you know, you can do what you want. If you don't have any wax, you don't need wax. You know, you can just use more ink. You can just do more stamping or add more decorations. You could use paint for this, definitely. you know, there's all kinds of ways you can do this. It does not have to be the same way that I'm doing it at all. All right, there we go. That's good for the wax. Again, let me clean my hands off so I don't get this all over the place. All right, that's probably good. Now, the next step is to stamp. And I'm going to use, again, I'm going to do the metallic silver ink for the black and silver one here. So I'm not using a block or anything. I'm just, I'll show you in a second, but this, I have 3 of these stamps that came in a package together, and I want to show you. They're Tim Holtz, but they're wrong. I'll show you in a second. So I'm just going to carefully sort of ink there, and then we will put some down at the bottom. I'm just going to go, you know, around the whole thing, and I'm just, you know, being careful not to get it on the actual negative inside the slide. So, oh wow, that went, I got way too much ink on there. Hopefully I can just gently, there we go, and then bottom. Like that. There we go. All right, so I want to show you this stamp. It's kind of hard to see on this one because it's script, but it's backwards. It's like a mirror image of what it should be. So when you, if you can see here where it says 18 something, it's backwards. It's going in that direction. So the whole thing is in that direction. And there were 3 stamps in this set, and all of them, the text is backwards. It's so annoying. I have no idea. Like, I'm sure it was not designed to be that way. I mean, I can't imagine why it would be. But obviously I didn't notice it before I bought them. So the script one, it doesn't matter so much. You can't really tell because you can't read it anyway, for the most part, especially if you're just doing like what I'm doing here. So you're just adding, you know, bits and pieces. It doesn't really matter. But the other ones, the other stamps, one is like definitions, you know, like a dictionary definition, and one is numbers. And so they're sort of useless. I can't really use them because they're backwards. It's very upsetting. I'm not sure what to do about it. But you know, whatever. I can use this one at least. All right. So there's the silver, and now we'll do the copper. And this again is really rust is the color, and it just is perfect for the copper wax. So there we go. And there. All right, that is done. And oh, I just love the effect that that gives. I think that's really cool. All right, let me clean up extra ink. This is not a clean project, that's for sure. It is messy, but luckily, you know, it doesn't really matter what gets on the backs of the slides because you're probably just gonna glue that down anyway. But if you're worried about it, then you know you have to be a little more careful than me. All right, I just want to clean this stamp before I forget. And wipe this up. All right. Next, we just need to glue everything down. So this one is going to have the black bow like so, right? Now for this, I'm using the, I don't know, it's sort of like E6000, just a different brand, I think, and hot glue. So it's sort of it'll hold slightly because of the hot glue. It'll hold a little quicker, and then this will take time to dry and cure, but then it'll be very permanent. So, ooh, that's coming out way too fast. All right, let me, don't really need that much, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it off of there either. So it might just be, yeah, okay. Now, get some more of this glue off of this. All right, just a little bit of the hot glue on the back. And then we can just, whoops, I had that was not what I intended. What else is new today? It's not going as planned at all. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw that bow away, and we're gonna use this one because, yeah, I sort of goofed. All right. Do as I say, not as I do. But this bow is fine, so it's just one I made earlier. All right, now, there. And I'll just hold that for a second. Let the hot glue kind of hold it, hopefully. And then we'll attach our little cameo. And I'm going to attach the cameo in the exact same way. So we'll add, no, you've got to stay. We need more hot glue. Come on, you can do this. Why does nothing work when I'm filming? It works perfectly fine when I'm not filming. Then I start filming and everything just kind of goes off the rails. All right, that should be fine now. Oops. All right, so same thing. I'm going to add a little bit of this right onto that staple. And then a bit of hot glue right in the middle here. And then we'll hold that for a minute. And if necessary, I'll put a clip on it, but I'll show you first. So there we go. Super cute. And I'm going to clip it to just kind of hold it there while that glue is setting. So that one is finished. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. All right, so a little bit of the permanent glue. And a little bit of the hot glue. Hold that for a second. Okay, and then same thing with our little cameo. And I'll probably clip this one too. For some reason, this time it's not wanting to sit and set by itself. So I might not even bother with the hot glue. And I'll just clip this whole thing down. Let's see, I need to find a bigger clip. This could get a tad difficult. Let's see if we can manage this. There. Maybe. I think that should work. All right, so what that will look like is what I showed you in the beginning. So now we have two little slides, vintage slides that we've sort of altered and then added some film strip bows and some little cameos. And I think they're adorable. I hope that wasn't too frustrating to watch, guys, and I hope that it was inspiring to you. And like I said before, if you're interested in the film strip or the slides or both, I have them in my Etsy shop, and the link for my shop will pop up in the upper left corner here any second now. You can also find the link in my description box. Please let me know what you think, if you think these are as adorable as I think they are, and if you, you know, are going to make some yourself. I'd love to see pictures. You can join my Facebook group. The link to that is also in the description box, and you can post pictures of things that you make. You can post YouTube videos. It's just a no selling group, so no Etsy links or anything like that, unless sometimes I will, you know, start a post where everybody can put their Etsy links for one day, and then, you know, we can all go and favorite your shops. But for the most part, it's a no selling group. And then you can show me pictures of what you make if you decide to make your own. I'd love to see them. All right, guys, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.